People are literally so rude with their vehicles. It's actually... Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can most likely tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about passion twists. What? I have been, since quarantine and social distancing started, I've been really experimenting and having a lot of fun with protective styles. I did my first protective style with extensions about a month ago, just over a month ago. I put in some faux locks, which was super cool. I've always wanted fake dreads, I've always wanted faux locks, and I was like, what better time to experiment and have fun and try something new and different than a time where I'm not going to be interacting with anybody other than like my parents for God knows how long. I kind of wanted to talk about, first of all, how I did the passion twists. I was originally going to do a video on installing the passion twists, and then I was like, no, because I've never done it before, and I don't want to upload an instructional video on how to do something that I didn't even really know how to do. And I did give myself a little bit of a challenge because I decided to do passion twists without rubber bands. So this being my first time doing passion twists and my second time ever doing a protective hairstyle with extensions, it was quite the endeavor. So I decided to not install my passion twists using any rubber bands. I wanted my roots to just be free and loose and to do their own thing, and that's exactly what they're doing. Please do not come at me for my parts. I'm not one to care about even parts. I did the best that I could, and I kind of also maybe did not do the best that I could. I kind of half-assed it, if I'm being entirely honest with you. What I will say though is next time I will focus more on, despite them not being perfectly parted, I want them to be a little bit more even, because I think that'll really help with the uniformity of the twists and also the maintenance of the twist, which I'll get into in a bit. I've had these in for a week now, and I went in this morning and I redid some of the twists in certain sections. So just the frizzier sections, the crown of my head gets a little frizzy, and also just certain sections around here for some reason were pretty frizzy. So I just redid certain sections of the hair just to make sure that I was maintaining them and that I didn't have to like take them out too early. One mistake in particular that I think I made when installing my twists, my natural hair is about 3B or 3C. It's kind of different depending on like what section of my hair you're talking about, but generally I'm 3B, 3C. So I made the mistake of just being impatient really, and brushing and blow drying my hair before putting in the twists. And normally, if it was braids, maybe this would be normal, this would be fine. But what I found with the twists is that actually has made my hair a little bit frizzier. So if you can see this piece here, there's hair sticking out of it, and that's my straightened hair that's kind of like coming out of the twist. Had I not straightened my hair, would this have happened? I actually don't know. All I have for reference is what I'm experiencing right now, but I do think that the natural texture of my hair would have held the twist together a little bit better had I not done that. So if you have finer hair, if you have a less tight curl pattern, maybe it's best to either let your hair air dry or put it in a protective style, let it dry that way, instead of blow drying it beforehand. I actually intended to flat twist my hair first and then let that dry overnight, and then the next day begin my twists, but I got excited, I got a little impatient. This entire installation took, I think in total, about 5 hours. I started it on Thursday night and I finished it on Friday morning. So on Thursday night I had done maybe like 2/3 or 3/4 of the hair, starting from like the nape of my neck and moving my way upward and forwards. And then on Friday afternoon I finished the rest of my hair, which that took about an hour. So it took me about 4 hours to do the sectioning as well as the twists for the majority of my hair, and then the final section, which is like the kind of top of my head. That took about an hour. All that being said, I think as far as protective styles go, 5 hours really isn't that much. When it came to installing the braids, the very first thing that I did was section out my hair. So I sectioned my hair and braided each section so that it would stay in the sections, and I did that with my entire head. So I had just like my natural hair braided all over the place. Like I said before, I'm not a really big stickler when it comes to even sections. I just kind of did whatever felt right. I did make sure that the front sections of my hair looked pretty nice, but in the back I'm not really that big of a stickler. I just kind of do whatever feels right. When I did go in to add the twists, I used the Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Paste. It smells so good. I'm sure you hear that all the time on YouTube, but it really does smell amazing. It does, of course, smell a little bit chemically. It reminds me so much of some sort of scent from when I was a kid, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is, but it smells really good. As I mentioned earlier, I do have like 3B, 3C hair, so this amount of hold for me, especially with my hair straightened, I think worked really well. Obviously, you should be using products that work well for your hair. This is something that works well for me, and has worked well for me. You really do need to listen to your hair type and what works for you. When it comes to moisturizing my hair before I put it in the twist, especially if you're gonna blow dry your hair, of course you wanna make sure that you're moisturizing your hair, putting in a leave-in, putting in heat protectant prior to blow drying your hair, because you are going to damage your hair if you don't. Curly hair needs moisture, it needs extra TLC. Love being a curly girl, I adore my hair, but it 100% is like a second job. It requires a little extra maintenance, so please make sure that you're not only applying a heat protectant when you're applying heat to your hair, but you're also applying enough moisture. This is the Shea Moisture Red Palm Oil and Cocoa Butter Curl Stretch Pudding. I use this on my hair just when I get out of the shower for like wash and goes and stuff. I use this cream for any sort of style. It is amazing. It's very thick. I've used like just over half of this. It's lasted me like a very long time. In terms of maintenance for passion twists, so something I do every single night, this is something that's really gonna help maintain your protective style for as long as possible. I personally like to use like a satin bandana. Some people like to use bonnets. For me, like silk bonnets, I just don't like feeling something too tight. I don't like feeling the rubber band. People are literally so rude with their vehicles. It's actually, I really hope you can't hear that in the background. Anyways, I don't like the way that the band on a bonnet feels. I've tried it, it's just not my thing. I prefer to use a bandana, and I also have a silk pillowcase, so that's just kind of the double protection that I take, because I understand that sometimes bandanas do slip, and also the rest of my hair that is kind of sitting out of the bandana is still touching the pillowcase, so I just like to keep all my bases covered. There's literally so much noise going on outside. Oh, also, something to note, when it comes to washing. In order to wash my protective style, I take a spray bottle and fill it with a mixture of water and shampoo, and I actually spray it directly onto my roots, and I very lightly massage it section by section. And it does take a very long time to do, but it's definitely worth it if you don't want to ruin your protective style, and if you don't want to have to redo like half of your head. After I do that, I do of course condition, but I use the same spray bottle, and I just like put the conditioner in and I rinse that accordingly. I leave that in for like 5 minutes, not too long like I normally would, and then I just take like another little mini spray bottle that I have, and I just fill this with some leave-in conditioner and water, and I mix it up, and then I spray this into my hair, and yeah, that's basically all that I do when it comes to washing the style or any sort of protective style. Once that is all dried and sunken into my hair, I usually do it at night, so I just kind of let that dry, and the next day I'll go in and I'll use like a little oil applicator. Technically this is a color applicator, but I just use it for oil because of the little spout. I just take this section by section and, you know, rub this into the roots of my hair just to make sure that I'm keeping my scalp moisturized, especially after shampooing, and especially after having a protective style in for so long. If your hair is in a protective style, you still need to make sure that you're maintaining it and protecting it and making sure that you're maintaining that moisture and treating it with some extra care. Some things that I wish I had known about passion twists. One, I wish that I hadn't straightened my hair before twisting it. That definitely would have prolonged how long I can wear these, or at least how long I can wear these without having to retwist certain sections. Number two, I actually really wish that I had washed the twists prior to putting them in my hair. I know that there's some controversy about, you know, making sure you rinse or wash your twists prior to putting them in your hair, so as to not put any chemicals in your hair, so as to make sure that it's not going to strip your hair of its natural moisture. I was impatient. I didn't want to have to wait. I didn't want to have to wait for these to dry. I didn't even want to have to wait for my natural hair to dry. So I just did what I did, and I don't regret it. I retwisted certain sections of my hair this morning and it didn't feel unmoisturized. Actually, the twists looked really nice when they came out, my natural hair, and it did feel very moisturized still. So maybe I just got lucky. Next time I'll try washing my hair prior to putting it in my hair, just to kind of make sure and take that extra precaution of taking care of my hair. Number three, all in all, this has been a pretty solid hairstyle. I actually prefer these to the faux locks, and I don't know if it's because I installed these better than the locks or if I just actually prefer twists to locks. These have been super fun. These have been very soft. I'll actually link the hair that I used and the products that I used down below. I am going to try to keep these in for as long as possible. It's been a week so far. I'll probably do some of the twists next week. Definitely let me know if you want to see a video of me retwisting my hair, or even just kind of doing another protective style from scratch. My next protective style I think is going to be some box braids. As far as protective styles go, I think this is super cute. This was very easy to install. Definitely let me know if you want to see a video about how I maintain my hair naturally outside of a protective style. Let me know if you want to see like a hair routine or just kind of tips and tricks on how to maintain curly hair. I will be sure to link all of the products that I mentioned in this video down below, just to make sure that you guys have access to all of that stuff and you guys don't have to search it on your own. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the little bell button down below to make sure that you get notifications for any new videos that I'm posting. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!